Senator, good morning to you. We were just talking during that press conference, Speaker Johnson. I think, generally speaking, for most Americans, it's a complicated issue. You got to read deeply to understand it. I know you could probably give it to us in 30 seconds, but here's what the Republican argument is. They passed a clean bill in the House. You simply had to do it in the Senate. That did not happen. The health insurance changes that Democrats want, if there are no changes, you have until the end of December to go ahead and negotiate these back and forth. And the Senate Democrats have voted 13 times for a continuing resolution to keep the government operating.
Yes.
What am I missing?
You're not missing anything. This is I know it looks complicated, but it's not. Last Tuesday, the country was rocking along, minding its own business. Our budget ended at midnight. A few weeks before we'd gone to our Democratic friends, said, let's vote to keep it open for about 6 weeks. They said, no, we won't do it. We'll shut it down unless you give us $1.5 trillion. And we said, well, that's not going to happen. That'll happen when donkeys fly. You know that. So they keep voting no to open it up. All we're saying is open it up, no strings attached, so we can continue to negotiate. And they say not until you give us $1.5 trillion, which we're not going to do. And that's what's going on.
Everybody is dug in. In the meantime, there was this over the weekend. I know that you pay a lot of attention to, of course, the law and also Justice Kavanaugh. There was a person who attempted to kill him, young man who now says he's transitioning. The Justice Department asked for 30 years. He was only given 8 years. And Pam Bondi said this, that the attempted assassination of Kavanaugh was a disgusting attack against our entire judicial system by a profoundly disturbed individual. DOJ will be appealing the woefully insufficient sentence imposed by the district court, which does not reflect the horrific facts of this case. What do you think of this?
Well, first on the shutdown, it won't end until everybody in the Senate takes their ego out back and shoots it, and then it'll end. In terms of the sentencing, I've said this repeatedly, we don't need more gun control. We need more idiot control. And this guy who tried to assassinate Justice Kavanaugh is nuts. That doesn't absolve him of a responsibility. I believe in free will and responsibility. But you have to isolate these people from society. In 8 years, he'll be out in 6. And he's a danger to society. And I don't know why people are like that. If I make it to heaven, I'm going to ask. But there's some people, they hurt other people and they take other people's stuff. And to protect everybody else, you've got to isolate them. In 8 years, I was shocked.
Too little, you're saying?
Way too little. Way too little.
The government wanted 30 years on that.
Yeah, I mean, you have to separate these people from society.
Can I tell you something, Senator? Dana and I sit here every day, and we report on these shootings all the time.
Yeah.
And it's weak.
You know, people say this shutdown mess is complicated. Well, I don't think so. It looks like calculus, but it's really just finger painting. Last Tuesday, America was rocking along, minding its own business. Our budget ran out at midnight. A few weeks before that, Republicans went to our Democratic friends and said, look, let's keep the lights on for 6 more weeks while we finish this up. Monty. They said, no way, not unless you give us $1.5 trillion. And we said, well, that'll happen when donkeys fly. So now everybody's dug in. Republicans are saying, let's open it up, no strings attached, and keep negotiating. Democrats say, not until you hand over $1.5 trillion. That's the truth of it. This shutdown won't end until everybody in the Senate takes their ego out back and shoots it. Now, speaking of something just as ridiculous, let's talk about that young man who tried to assassinate Justice Kavanaugh. The Justice Department wanted 30 years. The judge gave him 8. 8 years for trying to kill a sitting Supreme Court justice. He'll be out in 6. Now, let me be clear. We don't need more gun control. We need more idiot control. This guy is dangerous, flat out nuts, and that doesn't absolve him of responsibility. I believe in free will. You do something evil, you own it. But you also have to isolate people like that from society, because otherwise, they'll just go right back to hurting folks. I was shocked when I heard the sentence. Way too little. The Justice Department is right to appeal, and every week, I sit there watching the news. Another shooting, another tragedy. You can't hire enough cops to stop it all. The only thing you can do is deal seriously with the ones you catch. Because if you let a repeat offender back out on the street, what's going to change? Nothing, except that more innocent people are going to get hurt. We can talk about compassion and rehabilitation all we want, but at some point, common sense has to show up for work.